Have you ever wondered how a single waterway could spark international tension, decades after it was supposedly settled? Welcome to Omni, where we delve into global curiosities and hidden diplomatic puzzles. Today, we're uncovering why President-elect Donald Trump has his sights set on the Panama Canal, yet again. Could we see a historic reversal of treaties? And what secret forces might be shaping this showdown? Stick around, because at the end of this episode we'll reveal a twist that could change everything you think you know about American power. Stay tuned for a surprising final twist. Let's rewind to the early 1900s. Back then, American President Theodore Roosevelt secured the canal project from French engineers. Why? Simple yet strategic to allow the U.S. Navy to move swiftly between the Pacific and Atlantic without detouring around Latin America. It became a matter of national security and a point of pride. But the canal's story grew more complex. The United States managed it for decades, even helping Panama gain independence from Colombia in the process. Here's where things get really interesting. By the 1960s, anti-American riots and calls for sovereignty flared up. Finally, in 1977, President Jimmy Carter and Panamanian leader Omar Torrijos signed treaties to guarantee the canal's permanent neutrality, handing full control to Panama by the year 2000. For decades, it seemed like old news, until the 21st century rolled around. In 2016, an expanded set of locks opened, allowing larger ships, sometimes called Neo-Panamax vessels, to pass through. Suddenly, about 5% of global maritime trade depends on this very canal. You might be thinking, okay, so that's a big deal. But what's the fuss? Fees. The canal is run by a semi-independent Panamanian authority, generating billions in revenue. And as water levels fluctuate, especially during droughts, the bidding wars for transit slots can skyrocket. One LNG tanker recently paid a record $4 million for a single passage. No wonder tensions rise. This isn't just a canal, it's prime real estate. But how does President-elect Trump play into all this? Keep watching. President Carter, who passed away on December 29, 2024, championed the canal's transfer as a grand gesture of American confidence and global goodwill. Fast forward to today, President-elect Trump is calling this transfer a terrible thing to do and accusing Panama of overcharging American ships, sometimes calling the fees exorbitant. He's even claimed, without evidence, that Chinese soldiers operate the canal, implying a security threat. In reality, a Hong Kong-based firm manages ports near the canal's entrances, and yes, Chinese investment in Panama has grown. But the Panamanian government insists no foreign soldiers run the waterway, yet Beijing's influence in Panama is undeniable. Panamanian officials switched diplomatic ties from Taiwan to mainland China, encouraging billions in infrastructure deals. All of this might be fueling Mr. Trump's geopolitical posturing, an attempt to nudge Panama away from China's orbit. But is it a simple negotiation strategy or something bigger? You heard that right. President-elect Trump has refused to rule out using military force to retake the canal. For perspective, the treaties signed in 1977 guarantee its permanent neutrality. So, how realistic is a U.S. takeover? Experts say not very. While the U.S. Navy does enjoy preferential access and the fees that the U.S. pays are relatively small, any attempt to seize control by force would rattle international law and public opinion. But then again, this administration has never been shy about unconventional tactics. On the other side, President Jose Raul Mulino of Panama has declared, every square meter of the canal is ours. He's tried to appease Washington by awarding infrastructure contracts to American firms. But will that be enough? The real question, how far is the incoming administration willing to go? So is the Panama Canal about to become the next big flashpoint between the United States and China? Or is this just political theater, an extreme bargaining chip to gain more favorable trade terms? The truth may lie somewhere in between. Regardless, the canal remains an essential artery of global commerce, one that multiple powers have an interest in controlling, or at least influencing. Before you go, we'd love your thoughts. Do you think the U.S. should push Panama to curb Chinese influence, or is that a risky overreach? Let us know in the comments. And remember, if you found this deep dive informative, please like, subscribe to Omni, and share with friends who love a good political thriller. Psst, still here? A quick bonus tip. If you ever visit the Panama Canal, take the Miraflores Locks tour at sunset. You'll watch colossal ships glide by while the sky turns golden, an unforgettable reminder of how truly epic and delicate global trade can be. Thanks for sticking around till the very end. Keep questioning, stay curious, and we'll see you next time on Omni.